Hello grade 4s, this week we're going to be covering the topics natural and whole numbers, odd and even numbers, rounding off, and value and place value. Now these are all topics that you've done with me in term 1 at school, and you've also done these topics on the portal. So we're going to go through them relatively quickly. Natural numbers are numbers that you would use naturally. So for example, you'd start counting with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, all the way up to infinity. So when you look outside and you count how many leaves you can see on a tree, you don't start counting from 0, you start counting from 1. So in nature, you use natural numbers starting from 1. How many green circles can you see in the picture above? You should have started counting from 1, not 0, and I saw 8 circles. So did you start counting from 0? No. Are there any part green circles? No. So this is how you know that the number is natural. So for example, the number set 4, 6, 8, 10. This set of numbers is an example of natural numbers as they are all more than 0 and they do not have any parts or remainders. So if your number set had, for example, 4 and a half, the and a half means that there is a part or a remainder. So that set of numbers wouldn't be natural numbers. Okay, the second bullet point says 79, 89, 99, 109. Those are all counting up in tens. This set of numbers is also an example of natural numbers as they are all more than 0 and they do not have any parts or remainders. So no matter how big the numbers may get, as long as they are above 0 and they do not have any parts or remainders, then the number will be natural. So whole numbers are very similar to natural numbers. Remember, natural numbers start counting from 1, whereas a whole number, you start counting from 0. I'm reading in the pale yellow box. So whole numbers are like natural numbers. They do not have any remainders or parts. So there are no fractions, no remainders, no decimal points. They are whole numbers. Whole numbers also continue to count up to infinity. And the only difference now is that a whole number starts counting from 0. Whereas a natural number starts counting from 1, a whole number will start counting from 0. So I'm reading up in the green circle at the top. It's easy to remember that whole numbers start counting from 0 because the actual word has a 0 in it to remind you. Well, it's not specifically a 0, but it is an O. So that should help you remember. For example, the number set 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. That set of numbers is an example of whole numbers as they started from 0 and they do not have any remainders or parts. The number set 0, 48, 60, 72, and 84. This set of numbers is also an example of whole numbers because it started counting from 0 and they do not have any parts or remainders. So no matter how big the numbers may get, as long as they start counting from 0 and they don't have any parts or remainders, the number will be whole. It's now your turn to practice. Look at the following sets of numbers and decide whether they are natural or whole. The first set of numbers is 0, 107, 265, 148, and 695. Think for yourself, is it natural or whole? The second set of numbers is 1000, 1600, 2200, 3800. And the last set of numbers is 6.5, 8.5, 10.5, and 12.5. Think twice for that one and be careful. Right, I hope you got these answers right. The first set of numbers is whole numbers because it started counting from 0. The second set of numbers is a natural set of numbers. It didn't start counting from 0, so it can't be whole, but they don't have any remainders or any parts left over, so they must be natural. And the last set of numbers is neither a whole number or a natural number because it has remainders. So 6.5, 8.5, 10.5, 12.5, they all have decimal points left over.